Hey there, Shawna Karrasch here, and I'm coming to you from Vermont this time. And it's kind of hazy, and you can't see it, but Lake Champlain is back there, and actually the Adirondacks and Whiteface is back there. Kind of cool. So it's really pretty, but it's hazy, so sorry. You'll have to trust me on that one. Okay, and you guys, I got a new camera, and so I'm excited because I recorded all these questions before, and then my camera went kaput, or the sound did. So now I have questions from months ago that I'm getting to. But with the new camera, I think I'll be able to do it a little bit more. And you guys keep in mind, I'm also going to be working on getting some of those the podcasts so that we can get questions turned around a little bit faster. So I appreciate your guys' patience and love you guys. Okay, so this question comes from Carol, and she says, do you have a resolution for stopping pawing? My halflinger does this on the cross ties when I'm trying to groom him. I've gotten many suggestions from forums online, but I would like to hear your suggestion. I enjoy your videos and following many of your clicker training directions. Yay, thank you, Carol. Okay, and I know this by now, because this is one of the older questions. You've moved on probably, but still, well, I'll answer it anyway. Basically, pawing, keep in mind, if any behavior increases in frequency, something's reinforcing the behavior. That's all there is to it. So I'm pretty, so what I found is the best solution, because usually when they're pawing, it's working for them some way, shape, or form. So I find a lot of times what I see is as soon as they start pawing, what do? Or people do. People are like, shh, stop. And we come running back to fuss at them or correct them. And I think any reaction oftentimes can be reinforcing, or we risk reinforcing. The least reinforcing thing you can do is be as dull as ever, so I would really try to not reinforce the behavior, not correct the behavior. Instead, I would ignore the behavior. If you're walking up and he starts pawing, I might turn and walk away. And I gotta tell you, my Bugs is a pawer. He came to me as a pawer, so I've kind of had to deal with this myself. And then when he's standing quietly, I would come right up and click and reinforce him for that. So you're going to ignore the unwanted, and this is just a flat kind of axiom we want to work from. Ignore unwanted behavior, draw attention to good behavior. So as much as possible, ignore the unwanted behavior. So, and sometimes it's hard, because even at the barn where I used to be, he would start pawing, and I'm like, everybody just ignore it, don't do anything. And inevitably you'd see people going, Bug, stop, and they'd run up and give him attention. We think, our perception is it's not good attention, but it hasn't gone away. So now he's at a different place, and I think I can finally get that a little ironed out. And inconsistency is more reinforcing than consistency. So it's like a gambler, it's like a slot machine. So he's like, am I going to get attention? Am I not going to get attention? It's the worst thing ever. So I would ideally work on ignoring that behavior and drawing attention to good behavior. And I want to kind of tell you a little story. I'll tell you a little abbreviated version. There's an Olympic dressage horse I was working he was having a problem. So they came to me because he had this problem, and he was pawing in the cross ties. And so what would happen is the gal would go, happened when she would go to get tack, which it's in California, so there's like a tack house. So as she would leave and go out of sight to get tack, he would start pawing. And so she would come back and she would correct him, or she would fuss at him. And then pretty soon it's not getting better. So she's coming back, she's running back, and she's reinforcing him. Or not reinforcing him. She doesn't think she's reinforcing him. She's coming back to correct him. Well, it's not working. It's just getting worse. So pretty soon she's running back and she's using a dressage whip to kind of correct him, because she keeps trying what she knows and it's not working. So she's escalating her pressure, essentially. It still wasn't working. So that's when they said, what's up with this? And I kind of said what I said at the beginning of the video. Something is reinforcing it. We don't necessarily know what it is, and it's not up to us to determine what is reinforcing or what isn't. What is a correction and what is a reinforcer. So I said something's reinforcing it, and she was defensive. It was just the groom, and she said, I'm not reinforcing him. I feel bad about it, but I'm correcting him. And I said, well, something is doing it, and that seems to be the biggest consistency. So I said, what I need you to do is just stand in the cross tie and not come out of that house, or stand in the cross tie. What am I talking about? Stand in the tack room until he stops pawing. Then you come out, because essentially her presence was a reinforcer. Even though she would come and be corrective with her action, her presence was more reinforcing than the correction that was happening. So that's how we fixed it. Anyway, so I hope that helps you. If you have questions as you're going along, or if you have more questions, it won't take me months to get to them from now on. But anyway, so I really appreciate your patience, Carol. So if you or anybody else has questions, please don't hesitate to get a hold of me at askshawna.com. And until next time, coming to you from Vermont, by the way, enjoy getting your horse on target. Bye.